stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello. Done all the sharing I'm going to do on this one. So, I just don't feel like putting it out to the whole wide world. I just feel like going live again. So, trying to get everything organized before it gets colder. What I'm truly avoiding is the gutters. I'm avoiding the gutters. I'm just gonna say it. So, probably gonna wait until it's a little bit cooler. But it's supposed to. Yeah, we're gonna get rain this weekend. So it's gonna start. Now's when it's gonna cool down. I'm surprised it hasn't snowed. So usually it snows by now, at least a little bit. I tried to find where in the big book it talks about living in the now, and I could not find it. I'm gonna try and okay, let's do this. What does blah blah blah. What does one day at a time mean? It's all the same darn thing. Okay. See, what I'm trying to get to is the big book, though, and 164 and more is good at that, but it only does one thing. So this is what I do when I'm waiting for people to show up. A big book, one day at a time. It's just now it just wants to sell me a book. Okay, let's get started. We're at the 3-minute mark. Thanks for hanging out, any rewatchers and hanging out with that 3 minutes there. Welcome, welcome to Zossen the Daily Trudge. If you're here, please say hello. Somebody's smoking weed. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Yep, somebody. It's probably a skunk. Sorry. Oh. So, yes, this is happening. So I was in a meeting and the topic was, pretty much how do you deal with holidays? He wanted to talk about seasonal depression. That's what he said, but people aren't really going to talk about that. And it's the beginning of October. We're not even close to the holidays yet. We're not even close. It's like a month and a half away. Now, sure, we can prepare and we can do these things, but the world talks about things about living in the now, and it's useful. And what living in the now does for a person is it helps them stay in the moment, because happiness can only happen right now. It cannot happen yesterday or tomorrow. Okay. If you were happy 5 years ago, that was 5 years ago. It is gone. Never can we again relive the moments of the past. It won't happen. You can't experience something new twice. Remember going on that roller coaster the first time? You didn't know the turns. You didn't know what to expect. But when you win it on a second time, it was still as exciting, but it wasn't as exciting. It was still fun, sure. Okay. But your brain's going to react differently. See, when you're on a roller coaster, you're actually in survival mode. It's actually different for now. Survival mode isn't always bad. Some people like the thrill of being out of control and things like that. That's appropriate. That's an appropriate way to do it. Yeah. There's people out there they don't have much fear. They like base jumping and all these other things, right? Yeah. Yeah. Right? These are good ways to do it. But for the alcoholic, it is imperative. It is imperative that we live in the now, or we won't make it. You won't make it. Me, like everybody else, my brain likes to wander. Sure, it does. And we can, you can plan things. I don't like the people who are like, hey, what are you doing Saturday? Well, it's Monday. There's living in the now, and then there's obstinate. Okay. Well, I don't really have any plans for Saturday. What's going on? What's going on? Well, me and a bunch of people were going to go to the college. Yeah, no, thanks. Hey, you want to come over for a barbecue? Me and some of my friends, sure, do that. Make it clear with the wife, make sure there's nothing else going on. Okay. Now, something may happen in between now and then. Maybe it's a family emergency. See, that going to that party and doing that is not a priority. It is not a priority if something else comes up, right? And that's living in the now, understanding that what is happening now is what is in my control. Living in the now is going to give you a skill that you need. Okay. We got some people jumping on, so I'm going to do a little bit of repeating. Living in the now for other people is different, but for us alcoholics, living in the now is imperative. It is a matter of life or death. If you're not living in the now, you can't be accountable. And without accountability, we ain't gonna make it. Any person I see, and when I say make it, I mean living a fruitful, happy life, a successful, rich life. Hey, Gary. Must be a banking holiday, huh? Say a holiday? No, it's not a holiday because I'm getting mail. So, good to see you, Gary. Good to see you. You know, we got to realize that we're not going to. What are we really doing? And I'll just get to it with you. We're not going to get what we want anymore, and you better get fucking used to it. Yeah. Now I'll pull out the Rolling Stones song here. You can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you might find you get what you need. Okay, listen to the action into that. But if you try sometimes, okay, cool. Yay, lunchtime. I should probably eat lunch. Yeah, since I went off the atorvastatin, I'm awake. My appetite has come back. I've been eating nothing good for years, man. So, yay, good stuff. All right, now a lot of this is the same because it gets into we can always get clinical if we want to, but all right, 9 tips to help you be more present and living in the moment. Breathing exercise is the first one. You'll see me stop every now and again and take a breath. That's what I'm doing. I'm calming down. Breathing is a great way. Because when I get angry, I don't breathe. I hold it. See? When I get angry, I let it out. Breathing. Take a walk. Take a walk. Go explore nature, which is going to be in here, I bet. There it is. Spend time in nature. Here we are. Get out. I'm saying this for me because I haven't been getting out as much since I don't go to the church anymore. Aren't really any in-person meetings that are catching my attention at the moment. So, reduce screen time. Oh shit! Like when I'm done here and for the day, I'm kind of done with my phone too. I've intentionally not been hopping on Facebook lately. Yeah, because I'll go out, smoke, get on Facebook, come back, do nothing, go out, smoke. Yeah. And what is that? It's just kind of it's insanity. And then I'm not getting much done. Right. Because my brain's like, then my brain's like, oh, well, we're not getting anything done today. Well, guess what? We're not getting anything done today. Yeah. The great distractor. In fact, when I start, because pretty soon I'm going to have to go back to, holding in-person meetings. You know what number one rule is going to be? Put your phone away. If I see your phone, I'm just going to kick you out of the meeting. I'm done with it. I don't care if you're coloring or whatever, but all the time I see people on their phones and it's just fucking rude. Even when I'm in a Zoom meeting, it's easy for me not to be a part of, especially if I turn off my camera. Excuse me. That'd be a rule I'd love to make in AA Zoom meetings. You're required to have your camera on. Why bother? If not turning on your camera, if you don't turn on your camera, you're not showing up. You're doing it half-assed. And it's not going to be, There you go. Yeah. What does oxygen do? Oxygen helps the brain. Okay. Helps the brain. Whew. Suddenly I just don't feel well. All right. Practice mindful movements. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yoga, I guess, would be yoga. Things like that would probably be good. Practice meditation. I don't call it meditation. I call it decompression. Same thing. It's the same thing. What is it? I'm not thinking. I'm just not thinking. Really. I'm clearing myself of bullshit. Okay? Because when I stop and just be quiet and listen, I have no other choice than to be in the now. I don't have another choice. Right? Those things will pop up. Well, what about this? What about that? We got to pay this. We got to pay that. That's what my brain does. Okay? So I do other things. Like play video games. I play a lot of video games. Yeah. Spend at least an hour a day playing video games. I know it says to reduce screen time, but it shuts off my brain a little bit. It actually calms me down. You know what else does it? Driving, which is weird. But if I'm angry and I get in the car, my anger will go away because I am not willing to hurt other people. And because I didn't have my driver's license for a long time. So I drive like a grandpa. I still do. Actually, lately I've been speeding around a little bit, but nobody's in the way. Try a grounding technique. Well, that doesn't really do you any good if they don't tell you what the techniques are. All right. So let's go up here. What does it mean to live fully in the moment? Living in the moment means you pay attention to your present experience instead of letting your mind get caught up in stressful and upsetting thoughts. Research shows that mindfulness, which is about being aware of your surroundings and embodying the present, can have a range of benefits. How important is it to live in the moment? Studies show that people who focus on seeking pleasure in the moment are happier. That's because happiness can only happen at one time. Now, it can't happen any other time. Neither can any of your other emotions. They cannot live at the same time. It's not possible. You're not there. You can't be happy tomorrow. You can't be happy yesterday. You were, which is past tense, happy yesterday. We don't live in the past. Living in the past is bad for us, even if it's happiness. Okay? What's the number one thing we utilize to do that? It's time. I had a year a week ago. That's nice. That's nice. So, I mean, I'm happy for you. But if you're still focused on the fact that you had, now you've had a full week of being in that you had a year. Great. What did you do? Did you just go around and tell everybody that you got a year? We call that bragging. That's bragging. Where's your humility? Tell you something, it's really only the people in AA that care how much time you have and the people that love you. Time is really only good for one thing, to determine the amount of trust somebody else has with you now that you're not drinking. That's it. It's about the only thing that will determine anything. Pleasure in the moment are happier than those who are focused on the past, and those that take the time to notice more of the small things and enjoy simple pleasures of life are happier and more productive. Now, the question here is, how do you get to that? That's really the question here. I like this one too. How do you explain living in the moment? I just like the question. We'll see. I don't know what it says here. Living in the moment means that you are fully, it's all capitalized, attentive to what is happening now, so that we can truly experience what is going on and learn from that experience. So when we're telling stories back and forth, we're not living in the now. There's a big difference between war stories and experience. Big difference. War stories is bragging. Well, I went through this. I party with so many fucking people, it's ridiculous. Some of them were famous, most were not. Now, I just found out that my cousin dated half a Motley Crue. Now I want to talk to her more. What do you call a person who lives in the now? The Latin phrase carpe diem, I did not know that. The Latin phrase carpe diem implicates enjoying the present instead of placing all hope in the future. So the person who has this kind of attitude towards life can aptly be called a carpe diemist. Oh. All right, so let's answer the questions. How the fuck am I going to get there, Dion? That seems next to impossible for somebody like me. Tell you, steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You do those fearlessly and thoroughly, then you will get what is called the skill of delayed gratification. Oh, I want to drink. I can't drink. I got this later. Oh, did you hear the accountability? Living in the now requires accountability. Well, Dion, I'm just living my life. How do I be accountable? Don't drink, go to meetings, talk to your sponsor, and help other people. It's very simple. We don't need to do any of it. That's why I have a higher power. He's the one that takes care of the shit I don't understand. And then when it's time for me to understand, he will let me know. Right? I was the kind of kid, well, not always, I always went to sleep, but I felt like I was going to miss out on things. And even to this day, I kind of felt, oh, recovery coach is treating me bad, and I don't get my. Nope, I wasn't missing out on anything. I did not miss out on anything except chargebacks and jail time. That's what I missed out on. Good. Yeah. Well, it's going to take effort. It's going to take a lot of effort. But you will not be able to live in the now until you settle your past. If you do not settle your past, if you do not do forgiveness, then you're not going to be able to live in the now. I wasn't able to. And then it was coupled with my PTSD. Okay. You know how hard it is to live in the now when your brain's being attacked? It's super, super hard. In fact, I'm going to give it a word. Impossible. I couldn't do it. So I had to go find my triggers for my PTSD and I had to work on those. That's what I had to do. I had to take responsibility for my triggers so that I could understand them a little bit better, understand me a little bit better, get down to causes and conditions, and now I can live in the now. Now I can live in the now. So, what are the benefits of living in the now? Let's see what this says, and then I have benefits in my head. What are the benefits of living in the now? Thanks, AI. Improved mental health. No shit. They're just, oh my gosh. All right. You used to be able to go to the internet and get an answer. Now it's just filled with sponsored. All right, let's go to global English editing and we'll see what they say the 9 benefits are. Let's see if they list them. Enjoyment of the present. You get to be available. You get to laugh. You get to be a part of. You get to make whatever is going on a little bit better. And isn't that what we're here for now? To be of maximum service to God and the world around us. Not about money. No. One of the most significant benefits living in the moment is pure enjoyment of the now. Why? Because it's never going to happen again. Enjoy it while you got it. Reduce stress. I can attest to this one. Okay. Now, why do alcoholics need reduced stress? Okay. Because so what alcohol does is it tortures your stress. It makes it worse. It makes it better for the moment, but the final analysis is destruction. What will stress do? It will kill you. If you are an alcoholic, it will kill you. Heart attack, stroke, dementia. Personally, I'd rather die of a heart attack than go through dementia. I already told my wife that if I have dementia, kill me. Your relationships will be enhanced. Why? Because when you live in the now, then you're having an actual conversation. Go listen to my podcasts. The podcasts are in the now, the whole thing. And you can fucking feel it. It's one thing that separates me from a lot of other people. I don't promote it ever. I just don't promote it. I had somebody who just spoke. I'm like, yeah, I think you're like 20 downloads. She's like, what? I only shared it with like 2 or 3 people. I said, well, I got something. I've got 15 listeners. And they wanted to hear your story. There was one person that said, "Oh, any of that media stuff, I don't even listen to Joe and Charlie." And she said, "Well, I'm sorry that you know, I tell you, people will get jealous that you're on my show. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. People will get jealous if you are on Raw Recovery. It's not my show. It is, but it's not my show. How can I promote a show? How can I promote a show that's about Dion?" Another thing you're going to get is a greater appreciation for life. You'll want, and for an alcoholic, you're going to want to live. Remember, you wanted you dead? Actually, I would have to say any addiction would probably go through this. Yeah. Any addiction would go through this. Yeah. Yeah. Greater appreciation for life. Where at one point I wanted me dead wholeheartedly. With every ounce of my will, I wanted me dead. And I tried. I tried. We all did. We all tried to kill ourselves. So this greater appreciation for life because we can live in the now is a wholesale miracle. No wonder you can move mountains. No wonder. Because you have all of these. Because you have all that. I'm wondering what this is up here. The new phone. What's that for? All right, I'll find out later. That's my daughter texting me. Improved mental health. Oh my gosh, it is so much easier for me to take care of things, take care of problems when I'm living in the now, when I'm living in today. I'm already feeling better talking about this. I go through this all the time because see, I can see this pathway that's so fucking clear. Well, I can't live there though. And that is hard for me. Sometimes my brain thinks it's already there. You know, I wake up, I'm like, no, Dion, we don't have the house yet. You still got a couple steps. I haven't gotten out and done what I'm supposed to yet. It's hard, man. I got to bring back my sales stuff, and I'm a little scared. Um, that was only 5. Why is it ending? Oh, there it is. Deeper self-awareness. I mean, that kind of goes along with, okay. Living in the moment takes you on a journey of self-discovery. You're going to have options in your life. One day you're going to come to a crossroads. And it happens to every person I've met that tries the 12-step program. Doesn't matter the addiction. This part doesn't matter the addiction. They get to a point where they understand that humility and character building are the main things. A deeper self-awareness will bring the truth out. It will bring out the truth. A deeper self-awareness, I'm going to warn you, can also lead to being a little bit more lonely. Having a deeper self-awareness will tell you who your friends are. It will. Let's rephrase that too. It'll tell you who's got your back. Who knows what a friend, because what you think is a friend and what I think is a friend is different. Increased productivity. Oh, yeah, I get a lot. It isn't that I get more done. It's just that now what I'm doing has more meaning. It's helping other people. Okay. Try to think of today of a way that I can help the community a little bit more. I'm waiting on a phone call. Okay. I got a feeling that this person may not call me back, which is fine. I'll just go talk to her boss. Because see, I'm not contacting them so that we can be friends. It's not what this is about. I don't care. I've got enough friends, and they're more on like a clinical side, and that would just frustrate me. Okay, they're good people, got good hearts, doing it the right way, and I can appreciate that. But as far as friendship goes, it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing. Now, if we're friendly, does that help? Yes. But if that determination is going to be based off the fact whether or not we're friends, then I will go above you. And then I will find the person that doesn't do that. Ask Adams County. I started at the bottom with the coalition, which I don't even go to anymore because they're not listening to me. No. So they're making all these decisions. It's going up. Now I'm talking to the person up here. That's now my contact. See, when there's one point of contact like that, I'm going somewhere else. Enhance creativity. I'll give you a great example of that right here. My 8-year chip given to me by a good friend, Amber. Yes. Yep. It enhance creativity. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the halfway house. Here it is. See, some of these people can't work. Now, I used to make plaques. Okay, so what we would do is when I was 18, I was in the Phoenix concept, which was a halfway house for homeless alcoholics. Now, let me go grab it. Just so you have it in your mind of the things that we worked with. Now, look at this piece of wood. This is just a piece of wood with paper on it. That's all it is. Okay? But these things need to be cut. They needed to be grooved. They needed to be sanded on the front. Back a little bit so you don't get splinters. We had to put this hook on the back. We had to paste this on. And of course, it's got to have something. We also used to take a little burner, make the wood a little bit darker. This is what we're talking about with creativity. The hands are the devil's plaything. So they were focused just on this one plaque. It's all they had to do. It brings creativity. Some of the things that came out, wow. Okay, so enhance creativity. And then the 9th one, they hit it on, these guys hit it on the, and then it's right down here, toxic couples. Virgo and Libra, yeah, for sure. I'll never, of course, that'll never happen, but if I was single, I would never date another fucking Libra in my life. They make great friends. They do. I get along with Libras great until it becomes romantic. And then it just, blah. Anyway, so experience true happiness. I experience true happiness. I can feel it. I can just feel it deep down inside. And it's not necessarily just those belly laughs. What's true happiness equals serenity. That means that I can sit in my backyard and calamity could be happening all around me, but I can see it for what it is, and I will get the right answer. I'm finding this more and more. I was talking to my wife yesterday about something and what my responsibility is as a man of this house. And my number one responsibility of being, because I'm the oldest one, I'm the man, I'm the grandpa, is to be the best example that I can. The best. And that means that I'm going to sacrifice, that I will sacrifice my time, my energy, okay? Because my kids are going to need to surpass me. But without me helping them get there, it will not happen. But my goal with my children is that they surpass me. That ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Because I'm going to set the fucking bar high. See, I had a father that came before me, never met the man, but he died with 51 years sober, worked for the VA and helped a ton of people. I have got to surpass him. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he didn't teach me anything. I learned something from it. Teach your children, man. Teach them while you can. See, now mine are adults and they don't want to fucking listen to me. But what I get is true happiness. Now I can go up to my kids and say, hey, you got 10 minutes? I'm a little concerned. I had to do that with my daughter a few weeks ago, and she was open and honest with me. I didn't necessarily like hearing it. Okay. And the end result was I'm doing what I can to get better. What else can I ask? What else can I ask? You know, yeah, Dad, I see that and I realize that. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Amber. Your ears must have been burning because I was talking about you. I was talking about you. This was a good one too. Gary was here for a few minutes. Other people popped up, but it's always good to see you. It's always good to see you. Yeah, I'm enjoying I am enjoying my meetings with my friends in Zoom. Um, that's what I was going to kind of try and get to is, because it says that the best benefit I think is experiencing of true happiness. Because once an alcoholic and then it popped up to 3. So people must have been on this whole time, right? So that's probably why it was good, right? The only way that I can, and what I was going to say on that is, but at the same time, I'm kind of missing the church because at least my friends would show up every now and again and I could get a hug. I mean, it's always nice to see you folks on screen, but there's something about in person that kind of changes things for me, you know. Um, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the distance. I'm not sure. Um, there's some things what I would like everybody to experience is what we used to call a midnight meeting. We called them midnight meetings, and they were candlelight meetings. And what we did, and we can do this on Zoom too, you turn off all the fucking lights, you make it dark, and everybody has a candle. Or there's a couple of candles. And what it does is it darkens the room, and people open up. They open wide up, right? That's why I started this grassroots, because people are scared. And I know because the camera's off. Okay. And I'm saying this and this would be personal opinion. If your camera's off all the time, you're not participating. I was just in a meeting, had 33 people on it. 8 people had their camera on. Okay. Now sometimes it's like, well, I don't look good. I don't, you don't look good drinking. If you're going, yeah, buddy. Thank you. I'll be right up. Love you. That was my grandson telling me my check was here. That was a story. It's $638 that Quantum Fiber had to give back to me because I tried to replace 2 pods. So I was just like, yeah, I need to replace 2 pods and 12 pieces of equipment, 3 technicians later, and $638. And they had to send it by check. Yeah. It's just life. No, that's God saying, hey, Dion, you're going to need that $638 on the 7th. On the 7th. Hey, buddy, thank you. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi to Grandpa's friends? Come on over here. You can come on camera. Yeah. This is Orson. So you have my friend Amber's here. My friend Gary's here. And this is what Grandpa does. Is he talks to his friends and, and he has the attention span of me. You're awesome. Go see your dad. I love you. good-looking kid. Didn't get it from me. All right. It's not true. Yeah, we look almost. Yeah. My son and I don't look as close. So yeah, living in the now has so many more benefits, and we alcoholics really need that freedom. We need that freedom, and once we can experience it, I mean, it's, you know, everything that I'm doing is selfishly unselfish. And what's neat is you understand that. That's what's neat. You understand that. I'm being very selfish on everything that I do. And that selfishness is God's will. Who am I doing this for? Me. Who am I doing it for? You. Yeah. All right. Everybody get back to work. I think 40 minutes on it was good. So thanks. Yeah. Even if you just jump in and say hi, it means something to me. To this Virgo, it means something, and I will remember it. See, I'm going to kind of see, forgive and forget. No, you don't forget. No. Okay. So we're going to go back. Remember the nice things people do. Okay. I also don't forget that ever. I don't forget it. So I've changed that. I remember. I remember every time you backed me. Even when I was wrong, you backed me. And then you helped me make it okay. There's nothing better in this fucking world for an alcoholic than that. I love you.